And today, thank you all for joining us. We have this wonderful lady here on the left of the screen, Holly Turkington. Hello, Holly. How are you
going? Good. Excited.
Can you tell the masses who you are and why we should be listening to you today?
Oh, goodness. Okay. I am a Kiwi, so number one reason why you should listen to me. I started my copywriting, career or journey at university, where I studied television production and journalism. And from there, I went on to work for Sky Sports, which is the equivalent of Fox Sports here in Australia. And then I made the move across the ditch and got more into marketing. And that's where I sort of really started copywriting for EDMs and blogs and things like that, got into the world of SEO. And now I'm here.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to be digging into 7 deadly mistakes that people typically make when they are writing copy. I am just pushing this stream across to Facebook while I remember, and we are now live on the interwebs. So I guess I just want to start by saying writing copy is hard, and in 20 years of doing this, it is hands down the number one blockage that we have in terms of like stalled projects, just clients generally finding it difficult to provide us copy and content for websites. So really, like, the number one question that we're trying to answer as people that design and build websites and digital solutions is, how can we help you share your magic with the world, and do that through powerful copy? And we always say copy is like your online sales person, and if it's not selling, it's not doing its job. Just picture a web user as someone in their car hurtling down the freeway, the M1, at 110 kilometers an hour, and all this person wants to see from a messaging perspective is billboards. And that's no different to a website. So us as business owners or website owners, all we want to do is to get noticed. And the real key here is to focus on simple, succinct, and scannable content, so that when someone comes through to the site, it's just bang, bang, bang. I am in the right spot. The challenge here, and as highlighted in this quote, is when we're writing a copy, your job is not to write website copy. Your job is to know your visitors, your customers, and your prospects so well you understand the situation they're in right now, where they like to be, and exactly how your solution will solve their problem, get them to their ideal self. Making sense so far, Holly?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Welcome to everyone that's joined us. This is interactive, so by all means, put in comments, feedback, questions. There will be a Q&A at the end. But if you have a burning question, just sing out.
Yeah, jump in.
The challenge in all this, Holly, and you are not only a copywriter, but an SEO expert as well. And that is balancing the Google, keeping the Google gods happy, and then making sure that we're writing copy that sells. And that's the real, like, that is the struggle. The struggle is real.
Dance. Yeah.
So how do we get around this? Well, we always say, write for a human being. Do not stuff your copy with superfluous information, keywords, reams and reams of eyeball-watering superfluous text that is just not going to be engaging. It's not going to convert. Google actually won't like it either. So pretend like we're having a conversation just like this. It is a free-flowing conversation that we are having with someone through our website. But then make sure that it does have commercial intent, i.e. commercial SEO intent. So every single page has a focus keyword, and we can do this through keyword research, and we can look at keyword volumes and all this sort of stuff. So definitely have that in mind, but then balance that against the conversational, free-flowing content. This content needs to have depth, so roughly 500 to 1,000 words on each page, which can be challenging in some subjects. And most of all, make it fun, make it interesting. And we're going to show you examples and give you specific tips on how you can do that. So, 7 mistakes that rookies make when it comes
just
to
like you.
copy, Holly. Let's dive into it. Mistake number 1. Too much we, not enough you. Talk to me about this, Holly.
Okay, so this is the number one, definitely the number one mistake I think that most people make when it comes to writing copy about their own business. They really want to share what they do and what they do well. But people, and especially your customers and clients, they want to hear about themselves. People love hearing about themselves and they want to be spoken to directly. So for example, if we're talking 5x5, we're saying we will provide you with the best website and the best outcomes that we can possibly give you. We are so amazing. We're so talented. We have a team of experts. It's a lot of we, and people are going to glaze over. Not important. But if we say you will receive the best website you could ever have, you will get amazing results, you will be seen as the expert in your field, you, people are all of a sudden like, yes, tell me more about myself.
Yes. Yeah. And
they love it. They're engaged. They want to hear more.
Yep.
And a good trick that I was taught pretty early on in writing copy.
Hot tip. I feel a hot tip coming
on. Yep. Control F. So if you have finished a big piece of content, Control F, so that's sort of the shortcut for find.
Command F for all you Mac users.
Oh, yes, Command F. Yes, sorry. And type in the word we, see how many times it appears in your copy. And then Control F or Command F you, and see how many times that appears. And you want the ratio of you to we to far outweigh. So the you to far outweigh the we.
The we, yes.
Yeah. So you sort of want 75% you and 25% we.
Nice. I love that. That is an amazing ratio. And that one tip alone is worth the price of admission. So I thought that was awesome, Holly. Mistake number 2, and we have a fellow countryman. We got Rusty over here in his standout performance there in Beautiful Minds, drawing lots of mathematical equations on the chalkboard there. Mistake number 2, thinking they have to be super technical or overly professional. What's your view on this?
Yeah, so I think this is where the blockage comes. Like you said, we see this as a number one blockage for a lot of clients. And I think that's why copy becomes so overwhelming, as people think that they have to write sort of like a academic essay on their product or on their service, and they've got to throw in all these technical words and be overly professional to sort of be seen as the authority. But in reality, I know in New Zealand, and I'm assuming it's the same, if not perhaps worse in Australia.
Oh, there we go. All right.
The average reading age is actually of the entire country is 12 years old. So maybe in Australia it's 11. I don't know.
11. But, somewhere in there.
But somewhere around there.
Kiwis.
So what you don't want to do is sort of eliminate half your audience by having a piece of content that they don't understand. They've got to read it 3 times to understand. They've got to Google some of the words you're using. Like you said, they're on the highway. They're looking for results right now. What can I read quickly, easily, and understand? Great.
Cool.
Let me at it.
How we going, team? Can we get a thumbs up? Is this helpful, useful? Any feedback? We got mistake number 3. Too many run-on sentences. So this is like the Energizer Bunny. That's the competition. Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going and going and going. So tell me about this.
So a run-on sentence is essentially a sentence that is too long. So what people tend to do a lot is write how they talk.
Mhm.
But when we talk, we naturally put in pauses so that people can understand what we're saying. But when we read, we don't pause until we're told to, and we're told by commas or full stops, things like that. So if you've got a sentence that is, we went to the park and we got ice cream and we took the dog and then we crossed the road, but there was a car coming, so we had to stop. It's a huge sentence and it doesn't end. And when we're reading that, we're just going to read it and it's not going to make sense at all. So my hot tip for this is that a sentence should only have one conjunction word in it. And a conjunction word is like a joining word. So sort of and or but, that sort of joins two halves of a sentence together. And aim for 2, absolute maximum 3 commas. If you're putting in more commas, you need to turn one of them into a full stop instead, because it's too much.
Is there a rule the other way where you can be too brief and use too many full stops or not? Because I tend to probably err the other way.
That's interesting. I'd have to see some of your copy to see how bad it was.
Yes. All right.
No, but I think you're probably an anomaly. I don't think that's very common.
Right.
To
Okay.
write short sentences. I definitely think it goes the other way, where they just write like they talk.
Just verbal diarrhea, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming. So sorry about that. That was a horrible analogy. Cool. Mistake number 4. Not taking people on a journey. And we're not talking about the 70s hit rock band Journey, Don't Stop Believing. What are we talking about, Holly?
So painting the picture. So when we say we want to be concise and to the point and give people billboards, you do still have to sort of put an element of emotion into it. So if you're saying, buy my remote controlled blinds, they're the best on the market.
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough to engage sort of your audience. So what you want to do is sort of paint a picture of what it's going to look like in their lives and address some of their pain points. So imagine sitting out on your patio in the summertime, having drinks with your friends, the sun's coming down, and you can, with a click of a button, lower your blinds, everyone's happy, and nobody had to get out of their seat. That's the dream. Oh,
take
amazing.
Me there.
Yeah, take me there. Give me that product. Right now.
Hot tip, Holly.
Yeah. So a good, easy way to do that is start a sentence with imagine this or picture this, and then paint a scene that addresses a pain point that a customer or client might have.
I love that. And you could also use that in conversation as well. Like, I think it's a really great way just to generally start a sentence. So that's cool. Number 5, too repetitive. Get out a thesaurus. This not thesaurus. We're talking about dinosaurs this morning. You're telling me thesaurus. And you can see that I've searched on repetitive there in the thesaurus.
Amazing. So I am a big believer in thesaurus.com. It is bookmarked on my laptop. It is open every day as a tab. And every time I do copy, I refer to it. And I don't think there's any shame in it. I wouldn't think that, oh no, I have to know every word under the sun in order to write copy. No. And even it's words that you do know that you don't think of, or they don't come to mind first. They're not top of mind all the time. So just sort of, expanding your vocabulary by using thesaurus.com.
And that's the hot tip.
Yeah, that's the hot tip.
You heard it here.
Best friend.
Awesome. I love that. All right. Mistake 6. We're bringing it home. Tone of voice. Why do we have Reese Witherspoon up on the screen from
as
the movie Legally Blonde?
So we were talking this morning, and we were talking about 5x5's tone of voice. So I think that every business should have a tone of voice, or I guess characteristics that are similar to a character in a movie. So you could give it a personality, some personality traits. So 5x5 sort of personality or characteristics is where sort of a young, quirky professional who knows their stuff but loves to have fun, has a great sense of humor, and gets the job done quickly and efficiently. And I said to John that I believe we are like Elle Woods from Legally Blonde.
That's right. And we look great in pink as well.
So good. So she was super smart. She knows her stuff. She loved to have fun. Young professional. So
the hot tip.
Yeah, you need to give your business a personality. So who's your Reese Witherspoon? Who's your movie character? And that's sort of in your copy, but obviously a brand is a consistent tone of voice. So that needs to come across in all your marketing collateral. You'll see it in our reels on Instagram. We're having fun, but we're also giving value and education. So yeah, this one's a really important one, I think.
Awesome. I love it. Mistake 7. Don't think you have to know it all yourself. So that obviously, I think everyone knows who this man is. His name is Joe Rogan. He hosts the world's most popular podcast. Amazing, prolific content creator. Just an awesome guy that generally has cool conversations with people that have a heap of knowledge around a very specific subject matter. So talk about this.
So I think this also sort of adds to the overwhelming sort of aspect of copywriting where people are like, well, I don't know what to write. I'm not the expert. Perhaps it's a marketing coordinator, or perhaps you're the CEO of a huge company. You don't know the ins and outs of everything that goes on. What you have to do is find somebody in your business, if it's not you, that can talk confidently about the business. And if you're sort of stuck, a really great place to start, I find, is customer service. Like, who's answering your phones? Who's answering the questions that people are asking? Go to them, ask them what the questions are that they hear all day, every day from clients, customers, prospective clients and customers. Ask them what they say. What answers do you give? You can voice record them and turn their sentences into readable content, and voila. That's sort of a really good start of a blog or a content piece for a website page.
Cool. And that might be multiple stakeholders in a business where you've got these specific like engineers or technicians or experts or whatever, right? And really,
that's exactly it.
Your role as that content creator is to go around and interview these people, find out all the details.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Be your own Joe Rogan. So go out there, interview the people, get the juicy stuff, write it down.
Cool. I love it. So that's 7 mistakes. And because we love to layer in as much value as we can, Holly, here's a few extra quick tips. First one, proofread. I probably should have got someone to proofread these slides. So just point out if you've seen any typos, let us know in the chat. Only use 1 exclamation per paragraph. What do you reckon about this, Holly?
Yeah, I'm very guilty of this. Even in my emails, Ashley can probably attest to this. I get very excited.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to be here, super happy to be talking to you. And I definitely overuse the exclamation mark, and some people can find it crazy. So 1 per paragraph.
Cool. So as we said, writing content is hard. How do you eat an elephant? And that is 1 bite at a time. So it's just consistent action over time results in big outcomes. So just keep chipping away. Even if it's like 15 minutes a day, you will get there, and you will get momentum, which is sort of like the next point. Talk about writer's block, Holly.
Yeah, so even as a professional or copywriter, I still tend to find it hard to start. Starting is the hardest part. But I obviously have tips and tricks up my sleeve that I know always work for me. And don't sit at your computer, type 2 words and backspace it. I know Oliver, who I work with here in the SEO department, was trying to write something the other day, and he's like, how do you do this? I just keep writing 2 words and backspacing. I don't know what I'm doing. And I said, write absolute nonsense. Write absolute nonsense, rubbish, whatever comes to mind that's kind of on topic. The sentence can be an absolute mess, but just keep writing. And eventually you'll get into a flow, you'll get in the zone, and all you've got to do is go back to the beginning once you're done, and tidy up that first bit. That was absolute nonsense.
Awesome. Just start, and momentum creates momentum.
Yeah.
And final one, if this is just like a completely difficult, insurmountable task, and it is stopping you from getting your digital presence out to the world, then leave it to the experts. Like, do not force it. They're amazing, like cost-effective ways of going about this. So don't let that stop you from being prolific out there. This site here, this is actually a client of ours. They are an accountant based in Randwick there in Sydney called the Orbit Group. And I think out of all the sites that we've built, they tick all these boxes in terms of they've got an amazing tone of voice. They balance their copy really well against like SEO outcomes, actually getting the site performing from a Google perspective. It's very solutions and outcomes driven. They're like completely camping out in their client's mind, where, you know, I'd encourage to visit the website. There's some cool sections on there where it's like, you know, more time, more fancy dinners, more holidays, whatever, right? This is what they are focused in and around. So this is an exceptional example of just great copy on a website that then, when presented with great design, just creates a nice website. So that would be an example of that. Anything that, sorry, Holly. So number one tip, if we're going to leave the users with a profound point of wisdom in and around copy, what would that be, Holly?
So I think it's going back to the first thing we talked about, is use more you and much less we. Don't talk in third person. Like, our clients loved their new website, or our clients always love their new website. It's you will love your new website.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. That is a great reminder. Thank you very much. And that concludes our content. Does anyone have any questions? Throw it out there. Any burning questions in and around copy? Any problems people are trying to solve generally from a digital perspective? Any feedback? I think we nailed it, Holly.
I think we did.
We've left
people are blown away.
Is that the mic drop moment?
Yeah. See ya.
Well, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us today. We have another webinar coming up next month, and we are talking SEO, the dark arts of search engine optimization. So that's coming at you 17th of June, 12 noon. You will receive an invite to that. And yeah, we are going to go and solve all the SEO problems in the world. Thanks for your feedback, Glaze. Appreciate your time. That's it, Holly. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well done. Okay. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Have an amazing afternoon. Bye.